Hello and welcome to another edition of Chip Shots. I'm Gary Mack, your host, and I hope you all had a great week out there. Lots of action on the PGA Tour as well as the seniors and the LPGA and on the European Tour. So let's get right to it. Cameron Champ wins the 3M Open. He beat Louis Oosthuizen, who had to settle for the clubhouse lead. He had a chance to take the lead, or to tie for the lead, I should say, but he missed a shot from just inside 100 yards, just lipped the cup, and had to settle for the clubhouse lead at 13 under, putting the pressure on Champ to finish strong. The 26-year-old made birdie on number 16 to take a two-shot advantage, but hit a wayward drive left that found the thick rough on the final hole. After two layups to get back in the fairway, Champ spun his approach shot to a couple of feet and signed for a 5 under 66 on Sunday to earn his third win on the PGA Tour. Champ previously won the 2019 Safeway Open and the 2018 Sanderson Farms Championship. Jonathan Vegas closed with a 68 to finish at 13 under, and in the tie for second, Vegas was tied with Charles Schwartzel and Louis Oosthuizen. And Stephen Dodd achieved his career highlight in dramatic fashion, holding a 10-foot birdie putt at the 72nd hole to win the Senior British Open at Sunningdale Golf Club in Berkshire, England. With rain falling for much of the round, Dodd's birdie at the last capped off a 2 under 68 and 72 hole total of 13 under 267. To hold off Spain's Miguel Angel Jimenez and Northern Ireland's Darren Clarke, who finished a shot further back. The 55-year-old Welshman vaulted into the lead on Saturday with a remarkable 8 under 62, tying the lowest score at the Senior British Open. He had won the British Amateur in 1989 and 3 times on the European Tour before turning 50, but due to COVID-19 postponing tournaments and his lack of international status, Dodd only had played in one tournament in the last 18 months. And he was essentially an unknown commodity, but did a great job. Got to give him that, and took home the title. Dylan Wu last top 10 came a year ago at the 2020 Price Cutter Charity Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. He ended this week having slipped to 31st in the Korn Ferry Tour point standings with just 3 regular season events remaining. But on Sunday, not even a 2.5-hour rain delay could slow him down as he cruised to his first victory at the 2020 Price Cutter Championship presented by Dr. Pepper. With the win, Will leaps to 14th in the point standings and secures his standing among the top 25 players at the end of the regular season, resulting in his first PGA Tour card. So congratulations to Dylan Wu, and we will be seeing him on the PGA Tour next season. Australian golfer Min Ji Lee won a sudden death playoff against overnight leader Jay Lee 6 to clinch the Evian Championship on Sunday for her first major title. If you remember, her brother Min Woo 2 weeks ago won the Scottish Open to qualify for his first major championship, and that was the British Open. Lee 6 had to take a drop shot when her second shot on the first extra playoff hole flew into a pond, while Lee's superb second attempt landed near the flag. Lee 6 ended with a bogey to give the 25-year-old Lee 3 putts for victory and a 6th LPGA title. Teenage American Yaomi No finished third at 17 under when she missed a birdie chance on the 18th hole. And on the European Tour, Nacho Elvira, yes, Nacho Elvira overcame a heartbreaking bogey on the 72nd hole to beat Justin Harding in a playoff and win his first European Tour title at the 2021 Kazoo Open, supported by Gareth Bale. The Spaniard entered the final day at the Celtic Manor Resort with a 6-shot lead, but quickly saw that eaten away as he turned in level par with Harding, Mikko Kohonen, and Callum Shrinkwin, all looking to deny him a wire-to-wire victory. Nacho wasn't so grande in the beginning of the day there. A bogey on the 12th saw him caught at the top, and while he did make birdies on the 15th and 17th, he three-putted the last, assigned for a 71, and finished at 16 under alongside Harding, who had carded a bogey-free 65. Both men hit the green in 3, with the first trip back up to the 18th, and after Elvira missed a birdie chance to win it from 9 feet, Harding completed a 3-putt from 24 feet to hand the 34-year-old the title. Kohonen and finished at 15 under after 66, a shot clear of Englishman Shrinkwin, who closed with a 67. And that's the recap of the action in the golf this week. So we are going to take a little breakaroo here, and we'll be back after this.
Sponsor an ad on the podcast. Support our show and let people know about your business. Email us today.
516-619-6341. That is the voicemail hotline if you'd like to leave a question, a comment, anything at all. Just call that number, 516-619-6341, and we'll play it on the air. Or if you'd like to be old-fashioned and send me an email, send it to talkinggolf@gmail.com. That's talkinggolf@gmail.com. It's time for the
Golf News of the Week.
Okay, and this week, PGA golfer, I don't know if you've seen this story, but Grayson Murray had a quick weekend at the 3M Open after pulling out of the tournament on Friday with a knee injury. Not long afterward, though, Murray took to his Twitter account to bash the tour for not caring about its players. The tour, not once in my 5 years of being a member, has reached out to me with advice or help on how to deal with the life of becoming a PGA Tour pro, Murray said. All they want to do is pour money into the top 10 guys they promote. Murray went on to say that he was put on probation by the PGA Tour for an incident stemming from a hotel bar in Hawaii earlier this season. He later admitted he was an alcoholic that hates everything to do with the PGA Tour life. Phil Mickelson was among several golfers that offered support to Murray as a response. I think Mr. Murray may need to find another line of work if he's not happy doing what the PGA lifestyle is. It's not easy on tour. Not at all. Not in any sport. Any sport, you're away from home, you're away from family, you're living out of a suitcase a lot of times. It's not easy, but if you love what you do, then you'll work at it. And apparently he just doesn't seem to have the right set of mindset for such a job. But we wish him good luck in whatever he decides to do. Jon Rahm, world number 1, 2021 U.S. Open champion, will not participate in the Tokyo Olympics after testing positive for COVID-19. Again, he had to take 4 PCR tests in the United Kingdom before coming to Tokyo. He failed 3 consecutive tests. The Spanish Olympic Committee confirmed to USA Today Sports. They also said that they could not get a replacement for Rahm due to inadequate time to find a replacement and comply with the necessary health protocols required for the Tokyo Olympics. So, Spaniard Andre Arnos will be Spain's only representative in the men's golf competition, which is scheduled to begin on Thursday. And he's not the only one that failed and is going to be out of the Olympics. Bryson DeChambeau also tested positive for COVID-19 and will be unable to compete for Team USA. Patrick Reed will replace DeChambeau and is undergoing the requisite testing protocol over the next 2 days before departing for Japan. The first round of competition is Thursday, July 29th. Reed, who finished tied for 11th in 2016, is now the only two-time Olympian for the U.S. men's team. And that's it for the golf news of the week. And let's take another listen to this, and we'll be back with not much of a schedule for next week. It's all about the Olympics.
Sponsor an ad on the podcast. Support our show and let people know about your business. Email us today.
516-619-6341. That is the voicemail hotline if you'd like to leave a question, a comment, anything at all. Just call that number, 516-619-6341, and we'll play it on the air. Or if you'd like to be old-fashioned and send me an email, send it to talkinggolf@gmail.com. That's talkinggolf@gmail.com. Okay, and on the schedule for next week, nothing. Well, that's not exactly true. There is a little bit of something. We've got the Olympic men's golf competition, and of course, the everybody else is off except for the LPGA. They are holding the ISPS Honda World Invitational. It is an inaugural event, so the first time the ladies will be playing that tournament, and that's it. It's the Olympics and the ISPS Honda World Invitational next week. That's what's going to occupy the golf world. So we'll be watching the Olympics if you can get it. There's on 58 different channels, I think. You got to look. Look on your computer and see what it's going to be on, because it can get quite confusing at times. What channel it's on and what station it's on. It's between the USA station and Peacock, I think, and NBC and NBC Sports, and it's all over the place. So you can pick out the sport you like, and we're going to be looking for the golf and see where that's going to be playing. So check that out next weekend, as well as the ISPS Honda World Invitational. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank you for listening. And I'd like to ask you to subscribe wherever you listen to or watch the podcast, be it Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, YouTube, of course. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube and that bell and be notified whenever a new episode of the show is coming out. Very important to do that. It helps us to grow the community and to attract new listeners, and we're trying to be going and growing. That's what we want to do with the show. We want to grow the show to huge heights. And again, thank you all for your support. And till next time, remember, as you walk down the fairways of life, you must smell the roses, for you only get to play one round. And I'll see you next time on another edition of Chip Shots.